G'day Aussie Gridiron fans. Welcome to the G'day Gridiron podcast, brought to you by the Aussie Gridiron Network. Week 6 reaction show. We're right here to talk about everything that's happened, so let's get going. G'day guys, how are we this evening? Week 6 reactions already. What a stellar week, Brad.
It's wild, you know. The last couple weeks have been wild, really, when you think about it. And we've got a little bit of everything, some good drama, some bad drama. We got, people losing their jobs. So plenty to talk about.
Heaps to talk about. Isaac, absolutely everything to talk about with some wild games that went on this week, some crazy scores, the most boring game ever in London.
Well, you couldn't have predicted it, but we're in the thick of it now in the season when coaches are getting fired and people are fighting after the whistle. It's bloody brilliant.
I'm surprised at least one or two more coaches hadn't been fired, to be honest. So anyway, it is week 6 reactions. We're going to go through some reactions tonight from posts that I put up on social media, one in the NFL Fans Down Under Facebook group as well. Some stuff there that people have thrown out for us in reactions on our Instagram. You can always find all of that stuff, as always, on our linktree/Aussie Gridiron Network. Head there, you'll find all the links to all the socials for all of the podcasts and everything. And you'll usually find a reaction post either from myself or Isaac there on our Instagram, or like I said, head to that group, NFL Fans Down Under. We've just been whoring that group lately and just taken over, but too bad. So
haven't been kicked out yet. So
no, we haven't been kicked out, right. And no one's deleted a post yet. So we're all right. We're all right. We do have a guest in this week. We've had a couple of weeks off without a guest, just because of things. I mean, it's been a godsend considering I've been at Bathurst for 2 or 3 shows right now. So we've got a guest back in the studios or with us tonight. It is Alex Ahrens from MatesRates podcast, who focus predominantly on the women's game in Australia. She's also the vice president of AFQ. We are super happy to have you join us, Alex. How you going?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no worries. I just sort of went when I was trying to figure out who to ask, and I was asking a lot of sort of randoms. We've just got some random fans off Facebook, just fans of different teams to come on just to go through these reactions and do a preview with us. There was a couple of different pages that I sort of hit up, and you're the only one that actually got back to me. I think the others are all scared of us, to be honest.
No, I like this. A little bit more sort of collaboration between creators can only be a good thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And that's what we're always. Maddie Manjot and I were all about when we started AGN as a whole, was to sort of bring a lot more podcast Australian collaborators and sort of creators and things together, and just sort of, I don't know, promote everything in terms of internal. So Australian game, we talk about NFL a lot here because we like to do that, but do everything. So it's cool to have you on to do that. I know you've chatted to Manjot heaps online as well. He loves everything that you do.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I love his enthusiasm for the game.
Oh yeah.
That's probably the nicest thing that's ever been said about Manjot. So.
I think it is too, actually. And he will appreciate that muchly. I know that when he listens to this, he'll be like, hell yeah.
I like it. We love Manjot.
Leave him alone. He's a heartbroken man.
I haven't. He is. Yes, he's a heartbroken man today. I don't know what he's going to do. He's really heartbroken today because Jack Moody kicked the winning points for the Bears after the 49ers punted him, but that's something else for later on. Alex, just a couple of questions that we've been asking the people that have been joining us on these shows. Basic get-to-know-you questions for anybody that doesn't know what you do. Now, of course, MatesRates podcast is. Can you tell us a little bit about that? You guys focus on the women's game here in Australia?
Yeah, so we've been running for 2 years now, and I just created it because there was a huge gap in coverage for the women's game in particular on social media. just in general. So it became sort of a bit of a passion project where it's myself, my co-host Dell, who was a teammate of mine. She's now in WA, and we get on a guest every episode, and we get them to pick their little dream team of players, past, present, that they played with, that they played against, and we just chat football. But then I also cover sort of like scores, news, from throughout the leagues, country, and just try and stay active on social media and just promote it as much as we can.
Yeah, cool.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Can you tell us a little bit more about your journey with football here in Australia?
I knew nothing about football, American football, NFL before I started playing. I came from a background of like soccer, and then I just wanted something completely different. And I think I found this on a Facebook post or something. It popped up randomly. I went down to a training session, and I haven't looked back from there. Started playing in 2018. Bayside Ravens. I've been Bayside Ravens the whole way. I played for Queensland. I played for Australia, and yeah, I fell in love with the sport.
Yeah, as I think
That
as most
is
people
so
do in the
cool.
country once they actually start playing it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the men's game. The guys are insanely passionate about it once they start. Like they move away from other codes and they start playing it. They're insanely passionate about it. But I mean, I've watched and listened to a lot of the women's game stuff out there as well, and the ladies that play that are, I think, 100 times more passionate than the guys are, because you really have to be in any kind of
stick
women's
with it.
sport and stick with it in Australia.
Yeah, definitely. It's such a niche little sport that everyone that plays is quite passionate about it.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, I'm just curious, Alex, what made you stick with it in terms of, was it like just the pure physicality of it? Was it the strategy? Was it the idea you're doing something as a team? What made you, because a lot of people try it and then not stick with it.
This is definitely multifaceted.
Yeah.
I think first of all, I got to shout out my first coach, Gerard Fitzpatrick, because he was just amazing introducing me to the game, the way he talks about the game, the way he's able to communicate. And then I think secondly is the Ravens team club culture that we have is just, it's a lot of fun. Like we work hard, but we have a lot of fun at the same time. But then I think personally, there's kind of two aspects to it. Like I said, I played soccer, and getting a little bit older and getting a little bit bigger, and having copped some injuries, I wasn't as fast or as athletic as I was previously. So running around on a soccer pitch with little 18-year-olds running rings around me just wasn't fun anymore.
Yeah.
But then I found my position on like the offensive line, defensive line. And I'm like, this is really cool. Like, this is what my body is capable of doing, and I'm capable of doing it really, really well.
Nice.
You know, I can use all my skills. Like we're not traditionally athletic. When you think of an athlete, you don't really think of a lineman. But these skills are absolutely necessary for the way the game is played. So I just found that spot there. And then I think secondly, it's the sort of tactical aspect of it as well. Coming from a bit of an army background, that concept of gaining ground, holding ground, losing ground, and the tactical decisions that go into the ground, go into the game. I found that really relatable in a way.
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
No, that makes perfect.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome.
We absolutely love our trenches here. Our fourth member is usually Nick Cosme, who is a O-lineman from Adelaide Uni Hogs, and who's played for Australia as well. So Nick's obviously he's our lineman of the group as well. But he obviously brings a lot of that trenches knowledge. Brad has coached a lot of offense quarterbacks as well, so he definitely knows O-line a lot and loves them. Especially when you're coaching QBs, you really
they're the smartest position group in the on the team, so you gotta love them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I love that stuff too, so it's cool. All right, awesome. Other questions? NFL wise, how long have you been an NFL fan?
So I've known about it for, obviously, I think in the sort of 2000s, the Tom Brady era, like that was the extent of my football knowledge. Like movies, like Remember the Titans and things like that. I didn't actually start getting into the NFL until after my first season. I downloaded Madden on my PlayStation.
Yes.
And I learned a lot about I found my first season, I didn't really know what was going on. And then I spent the off season playing a lot of Madden, and I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And I'm starting to understand more concepts of the game and how the game works and how this runs, and got familiar with all the teams and all the players. So I've really only been involved, like seriously fan of the NFL, since I've started playing.
Yep.
Awesome.
Have you got a team that you follow?
Oh, look, it's a little bit unfortunate to say at the moment, but it is the Saints.
Finally, somebody worse than me. Yes.
I hadn't asked you that question previously, so that is actually a genuine
The
reaction.
live reaction, it hit.
Brad, I don't know if there's anybody worse than the Cowboys, mate.
Why the Saints?
Okay, so I knew I didn't want to be a bandwagoner and jump on the Patriots in their golden era. And I literally picked the Saints because I've been to the US a number of times, and my favorite city is New Orleans.
Yep,
nice.
So that's the connection. That's why it's the Saints.
Yeah,
that's as any or a better reason than anybody else I've ever heard. So that makes total sense. I love it.
That would have put you through most of the Drew Brees era?
Yeah. For fortunate enough to see the sort of end of his career. I think we were unlucky one year to maybe not make another Super Bowl. There was a little bit of an incident.
Just a little bit.
The Rams supporter here.
Go the Rams.
That's all right. I mean, the Vikings also knocked you out as well in another game, so I'm there with you. So, that's pretty cool. Though I don't mind the Saints. I really like the Saints. I like the players that have been there. It's dumbfounding how bad they can be at times. They're one of those teams where you're like, what? This shouldn't be possible. But this year, I reckon they're doing pretty damn well. No, everyone wrote them off at the start of the season, and they're still in it to try and win games every week.
I think they're still competitive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
last 2 weeks,
it's fun to watch too.
Exactly. Well, I love Kellen Moore. Ian and I are Kellen Moore fans. And,
massive, yeah.
And I just all you can expect from them at this point is just compete, which is what they've been doing. And hey, memo to the Jets: this is how you do it.
Just compete.
And
I like Tyler Shuck a bit more than I like Spencer Rattler, but I mean, geez, he did all right this week, Spencer Rattler. So
he's been playing well, and it shows that the Eagles are missing Kellen Moore more than anything, I think.
Yes, exactly.
We can talk a little bit about Saints. Actually, I really loved. I love this week Alvin Kamara with the talk of trade, or like all the trade talk for Alvin Kamara, and he just immediately came out in the media and said, "No, I don't want to get traded. The team asked me about it, and I told them I want to retire here as a Saint." And I love that.
That's really cool.
Yeah. That's such a good attitude to have.
Yeah.
And that's not normal in today's day and age.
No,
so,
not at all.
No, he could get a pretty fair price, I think, elsewhere, and probably be on a contending team. Because there's a few out there who need a pretty quality running back, and even at his age, the guy is still immensely talented, and he's got that Derrick Henry's about him, where you feel like he could just run forever.
Yeah, he's definitely got a couple more seasons, sort of as a top RB1.
Yeah, 100% he does. I think it's evidenced by the depth chart in the team as well, because there's no real running backs behind him, to be honest.
Yeah,
but they're there. I don't know. I like the Saints. Unlucky to go down to the Patriots this week. Cool.
Well,
yeah. What? Well, come on. Well, Brad, you want to talk up the Patriots?
Well, No. Well, I mean, they're definitely on the uptrend. The Patriots, and Vrabel is, well, he's doing what everybody kind of expected him to do, and May is just turning into a legitimate quarterback. He's going to be a keeper for sure. So they got themselves a good quarterback in May.
Yeah, and he's a nice kid too. He's a good kid. He's
Yeah.
polite to everybody. He's real nice. Like, he's not cocky like a lot of quarterbacks are, especially the younger ones these days. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a very weird thing.
No.
Aussie.
It might be pretty obvious, but I am not Matty C.
NFL.
Absolutely stoked to have it on the podcast, mate. Welcome.
Fantasy.
Tay, I think it's time you just abused your mate here.
Would you rather be fighting zombies or aliens?
Find hidden gems.
And with that, we're into some breakouts.
I'm glad you're stalling because my results last week were a hot piece of ass.
We all had our struggles, mate.
You've unzipped the pennies, and it's time to put the pennies in the pit. Let's do it.
I'm taking Trey McBride,
I'm just leaning on the old tuck shop, tuck draft.
and all of a sudden he's just lighting them up.
Catch starts of the week.
I'm just going to go ahead and take Goff at Chicago.
So I'm going to go running back. I'm going to take Travis Etienne.
I'm going to go ahead and take your boy Ty Tracy.
I'm going to take Adam Thielen.
So I'm going to go and take Richo against Tennessee.
I'll take Matt Stafford.
Just a little float out the Dalton Kincaid.
I'm actually going to take Caleb against the Lions.
Friday and Sunday all season long. The Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing.
Thanks to the Aussie Gridiron Network.
Got to give me the dance floor. I'll probably fucking snap the floorboards.
Anyway, we should go through some reactions we got from some fans around everywhere around the league. So we'll probably throw some at you, Alex, because I know you haven't seen any of these yet, but
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
you'll be able to riff off a few of these.
Excited to see what people are thinking after this round.
Yeah, well, we got a few here. We might start with. You want to start with the Bucks, Isaac? Should we start at the top? Start with the best.
You want to start with the Bucks, Ian. Get them
I
up.
want to start with
Well said,
MVP
Isaac.
Baker Mayfield.
Ooh, let's do
who-
it.
The Bucks are absolutely winning the MVP. Baker Mayfield MVP. The NFC. Baker Mayfield MVP. They're cooking without their top 4 wide receivers and can win games easily. That's from one Manjot Melly. Manjot, I think he's quietly liking seeing the Bucks do well because we've talked a lot about the Bucks, but I think he's hating it at the same time. But
Yeah.
Baker was absolutely amazing once again this week, and the Bucks just totally destroyed the 49ers. Interestingly enough, the 49ers hadn't given up points in the first quarter all season until this game. The Bucks are the first ones to score on them in the first quarter, and they did it by essentially taking away the ball and cutting the 49ers off at the knees.
Yeah, so I don't know if you've seen going around social media this week, Ian. I know Brad, you wouldn't, but of the wide receiver that scored a touchdown for the Bucks. He
Yeah,
when
Sterling Shepard.
no, it was
Tez Johnson. Tez Johnson. Sterling Shepard said
Yeah.
something.
So they were talking on the sideline, and he was mic'd up, Brad and Alex, and he said, "Geez, they're chanting MVP for me." And Sterling Shepard looked at him and goes, "It's for Baker, you idiot."
Yeah, because he's just scored that touchdown. There was all the MVP chants while he was doing his backflip, and he just thought, "Hey," he said, "I don't know why they're saying that. I ain't done nothing all season." And he said, "No, that's for Baker."
Yeah.
It's an honest mistake.
Oh, that is, you gotta love that. That's just pure innocence right there. Oh, that's cool. I love that.
But when
I love
you're a pro athlete, you just think it's all about you. So, oh, geez, the MVP
Yeah.
chance for me. How good's this? I've scored one
good am
touchdown.
I?
One touchdown all season. But Baker's been doing it with that. Like, Ibuka got a hamstring injury. He's looking like he's out for a couple of weeks. No Mike Evans. Godwin has been okay. But
Well, he might be out now too.
Baker has just been unbelievable, and rightly so. He's probably Is he front runner now in the betting odds for MVP?
Haven't checked, but
He's got to be. Yeah, he's got.
Taylor was hitting us up in the group the other day, and he said to me I should put money on him because he was 11-1 at before the game.
I think he said after it was $3.
Yeah.
So, like, hats off to him. Like, he's made an incredible career after he's been disregarded by a lot of teams out there. So, I hope he goes on and wins it, to be honest.
Over 1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns, and only 1 interception all season in 6 games so far. And the Bucks are 5-1. Yeah, they are. It's sensational. There was another reaction there, actually, which is essentially the same thing from Damien Firth, who came on with us in his that first week, the Commanders fan that came on with us. The other thing he said in all of that, which we can jump to, Eagles looking like they've lost composure. They certainly have. The Eagles, I don't know. They just there seems to be something wrong. There's something wrong internally where things are not lining up like they were in those first couple of games where they were insanely dominant. Have you seen any of this stuff, Alex?
I watched the Eagles game last week. I haven't seen the one this week. But I kind of agree. Like, it almost looks like they're running out of ideas.
Yeah.
We're going down 34-17 to the Giants on Thursday Night Football too. Means that there's seriously something wrong. Cam Scatterbo was just ridiculous in that game. 3 touchdowns. What an absolute monster of a dude.
Yeah, 100%. And just back to Alex's point where they're running out of ideas, I think they are. They ran the tush push four plays in a row.
4 times
to score a touchdown. And it's, well, I personally think they're just shoving it to the NFL now until it gets banned. Like, I think they know it's coming. So they're just like, well, stuff you guys, we're going to run it 4 times in a row.
We'll just do it because, right.
And the other teams will probably, I personally think they'll start not faking injuries, but if you're injured off the tush push, go down, stay down. So then they can say, look, it's not safe to run anymore. You've got to can it.
Yeah, I'll start gaining ammo from that.
Correct.
I can't see it staying in the game.
Not long term. Not when they're running it 4 times in a row.
Yeah, that's right.
That really ceases to be a football play when you're doing that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I don't know. There just seems to be something inherently wrong. Things just don't seem to be clicking, and I wonder how they're going to go in the coming weeks. They are up against my Vikings this week, so that could be a very interesting situation. Because I'm not sure whether we're going to still be running Carson Wentz or it's going to be back to JJ. There's still been a bit of talk about that.
They're missing Kellen Moore as the OC there. Like, if they're running out of ideas there, they're missing that offensive mind.
Yeah, well, next one is from a Bengals fan. We need to fire everyone and start over from the top down. We suck again. Not sure if they've ever heard of an O-line before to protect the quarterback. That's from Taylor Fenton.
Well, this has been their problem for a number of seasons now. Like, their O-line is their number one problem, and they haven't done anything about it to improve it.
No, they just seem to keep paying the rest of the offense and forgetting about the 5 dudes that are
just
essential.
Here's some 5-star skill players, but your offensive line isn't going to allow your quarterback room to work with them. Then Burrow's now out, injured. See you later.
Here, Joe Burrow, have 2 really good wide receivers, but you've got 0.5 seconds to get them the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah, what second read? So it's the wildest situation this week with the Bengals too, where they traded for Joe Flacco. The Browns traded him to the Bengals. So in a division, the Browns trading the guy that they entrusted to be their week 1 starter, they traded to a division rival. That's just the most Browns thing I've ever heard. These guys just unbelievable. Joe Flacco got on a plane. Apparently they were giving him essentially gave him plays to study, and the Bengals themselves went through his last few games and tried to install more of what he would know as plays to the Bengals. So there's new stuff to the Bengals players. There's new stuff to Joe Flacco. And then they had him throw 45 times. I know Joe is just he's a statue and like he's going to make good decisions. He might throw you an interception every now and then, but the guy will get the ball out and he'll make some really good, sound, mature decisions because he's an older quarterback and he's been around the traps and he knows what he can deal with. But 45 times in the first game when he's had like, I don't know, maybe like 80 hours to study.
Yeah. It all depends if you're going to get. Are you going to get the Bengals going forward? Are you going to get the Bengals of the first half or the Bengals of the second half? I'll be the devil's advocate. Say that the silver lining is that they scored on 3 straight drives in that second half. So and Flacco was making good decisions like what you just said, Ian. So if they can get that Flacco and get those types of progressions from him, and as he gets to know the offense more and more, then to be honest with you, I think they got a shot this weekend or this Thursday night game coming up, just because it's a rivalry game, and wouldn't it be awesome to see it stick it to the Steelers? So.
That's your team, Brad. Don't say that about them.
Oh, shut your mouth. The Steelers are my team.
Just quietly, Ian, have you noticed that we've been getting one of these a week? The Bengals should fire Zach Taylor.
Well, they should fire Zach Taylor. I don't know why he's still there.
Every week.
This was absolutely the best quarterback play that they've had all season. Because Joe Burrow was absolute trash in week 1, and then he got injured in the middle of the game in week 2. So this is the best game by a quarterback that the Bengals have had all season. And they had to get Joe Flacco to do it. It's wild to me. I just don't understand. But yes, he did get some stuff moving because Jamar Chase at least got 94 yards and a touchdown in this. They almost beat the Packers. The Packers just dumbfound me as well. They should have absolutely wiped the floor with them, considering they faced Joe Flacco only 2 weeks ago when he was a Brown. So they should have absolutely known everything that was coming at him. Yet they managed to only sack him once and didn't intercept him. So,
well, when they were favored by, 13, 14 points?
Yeah.
And they barely squeak out a win. So, I mean, that's saying something.
Right. Speaking of coaches that should have been fired, probably earlier. See you, Brian Callahan, says Julie Kakos. She just say Aaron Glenn will be next. Let's focus on the Callahan stuff. Of course, the Titans fired their head coach, Brian Callahan, only today, Australian time. So that's long overdue. It's probably a couple of weeks in the making for that as well. And they did say the Titans management basically said that they want they've got the number 1 overall pick in Cam Ward, and they want him to actually develop as a player properly. That's what they alluded to, essentially.
Yeah, to me, it's there's the Titans' problems are bigger than the coach. It starts at the upper management, because you look at how many coaches and GMs they've gone through over the last few years. I mean, Vrabel was there a little bit, but he got canned because he disagreed with the upper management. I think they're on their 3rd or 4th GM in the last few years. So it's just constant turnover. So, and you're never going to get any type of cohesion with that. Now, do I think Callahan should have gone? Yeah, but he'd lost the locker room, it sounded like. So, but still, the problems are bigger than just the coach or the GM. It's up at the top.
Yeah, totally agree, mate. It is up at the top. They just seem to pull the trigger too early. Senior offensive assistant Mike McCoy is going to take over as interim coach. McCoy was previously the head coach of the San Diego Chargers from 2013 to 2016, where he had a 27-37 record, making the playoffs in his first season.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what the Titans have done. They haven't progressed from what they were a year ago. So they're not even really competitive. They won the game against the Cardinals off an absolute miracle play and a guy dropping the ball before the line. Like, there's no real progression in what they're doing. Their defense is okay, but their offense is just horrible.
Yeah, absolutely horrible. More to your point, Brad, on being too quick to hire and fire. It is essentially the annual fire and hire special, according to some reports from around the internet. 2022 GM John Robinson fired. 2023 GM Rand Carthon hired. 2024 Mike Vrabel was fired as head coach and Brian Callahan was hired. Then Rand Carthon was fired in 2025, the GM, and then they hired Mike Bogosian as the GM, and now they've fired Brian Callahan. So these guys are on a terror in the last 3 years.
Yeah, that's just silly, man.
What do we think about Aaron Glenn being next? Do you think I don't think the Jets are that quick. The Jets seem to have this weird obsession with mediocrity, and they sort of move along a bit slower and don't really pull the trigger on that stuff. Do you think he'd be next? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. I think they're going to be patient with him because they realize I think what a bad show that it's been historically. So they know that they got to change that culture, and that takes a long time to do. Although Woody Johnson, the owner, is notorious for being super impatient. So we'll see how long his patience lasts. But who do they got, man? I mean, I know they tried to spend some money, but they got so many holes on that team that I think they're gonna cut them some slack.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get rid of Glenn either. Generally, the coach gets a 1 year little reprieve in the NFL to set up the team the way he wants. And with Glenn being in his first year, I think they'll hold on to him.
All right. The Cowboys didn't want to pay Rico Dowdle last season, but the Panthers did. And Rico Dowdle came out absolutely storming against his old team this week. Rico Dowdle to have most rushing yards by anyone at the end of the season, says Corey Davis. That is a wild reaction if I've ever heard one. That's
very
Isaac. That's
big
harking back to our overreaction segment from last year.
That's it. What was that, Alex? You have some thoughts on that one?
Oh, I just said that's a very big call to make.
Oh, it's especially from an RB2.
Yes, he was pretty explosive this week, but I think there's still questions on whether he can, whether the consistency's there and whether the scheme's there for him.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. And I think to Isaac's point, he's a second running back when what's his name?
Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah. Chuba. Yeah. Who names their kid Chuba? Whatever. It's not me to judge. Seriously, it just makes me want to go chew gum or something, But anyway, yeah. And scheme wise, they've invested so much in that offensive line that they should be able to do it right. And I love their Canales, the head coach, but it hasn't paid dividends. They look good against Dallas running the ball, but who doesn't look good against Dallas running the ball? So it's just, from that standpoint, they looked really good. Their game plan was spot on. And I think, they knew Rico was going to be violent, and he was, and he ran all over the Cowboys. So hats off to them in the game plan. So yeah, is he gonna lead the league in yards for the rest of the season? No, but it's fun while it lasts.
Look, I don't know. Like just looking at the schedule there, he looked so good, like you said, Brad, against the Dallas defense and the Dolphins defense, who both can't stop a wet paper bag. But come up against the Jets next week or this coming week, so that's another big game potentially. before they run into the Bills and Packers. So he could do it again this week.
Yeah. So what are they're 3-3, the Panthers?
Yeah.
They're coming for those Bucks.
They could have a winning record. So Isaac, your prediction at the beginning of the year, it's closer than a lot of us. So
it was looking very shaky after 2 weeks, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, yes, it was.
I mean, I still don't think they get to the Super Bowl.
But when you win, 3 in a row now?
Yeah.
We're coming
for those Bucks, baby.
I don't think you're getting out of a division against Tampa Bay, mate. That's. I told you.
I have faith, guys. I have faith.
Yeah, well, you have all the faith you want. I still, considering how the Falcons played today too, I just don't know whether there's a lot of faith there now.
In the great words of George Michael, you gotta have faith, the faith, the faith.
Yes, please quote more George Michael. That's what we need on this show. Throw in some Boy George and some.
Yeah, we just get to picture Isaac in tight jeans with a guitar.
Oh yeah, exactly.
All right, Brad. Do you want to talk a bit? I just saw who this is from, and I know why he's doing it. Do you want to talk a bit of Seahawks, Brad?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Seahawks.
JSN is
Alex,
the best receiver in the league. Taylor Goodall.
Well,
that's come from Taylor, mate.
he's damn well playing like it, that's for sure. But is he playing like the best receiver in the league, or is Sam Darnold one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league? So you tell me. I think it's a little combination of both. I told you guys at the beginning of the season I was excited for Seattle's offense. Week 1 I wasn't so excited about it, but since then, holy cow. And the connection with JSN, it's just unreal just how quickly those two. And Darnold throws such a good deep ball. It's so pretty. So what they've done is hats off. And if he can stay healthy, that's the name of the game nowadays. It's just staying healthy. So if he can stay healthy, shoot, he definitely has a shot to be first team All Pro.
Well,
I think Taylor's right.
Taylor's other point was Sam Darnold isn't just a product of KFC. He's legit. And we need to start looking at him as one of the better QBs in the league. And I have to agree.
Yeah.
I think he's right about JSN, for sure. Like, JSN's been unbelievable this year. He's up there, I think, with Puka as the best receiver in the league. Now Puka's hurt. Probably JSN takes that mantle, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, in terms of maybe not pure ability, but putting up the numbers for sure. Because who else you got? I'll still take Jamar Chase, but Jamar doesn't have anybody throwing to him. So it's for real.
Yeah, and I remember he come up big a couple of weeks ago in a game where they were close. I think maybe with the Cardinals or something, and Darnold just found him on the final drive to win the game. So he just comes up big in big spots.
Yes, yep, absolutely. So,
Alex, you got any thoughts on any of the games going around this week?
What?
Anything you wanted to bring up? Like anything that you've noticed in a way in these games are a bit, I don't know, just some interesting stuff that's in some of those. I know you watched the 2 games today. They were a bit crazy.
I watched the games this morning. What was that? Bills Falcons?
Yes. Yeah.
Bijan Robinson absolutely exploded against the Bills. Destroyed them. He had a blinder of a game. It was very impressive to watch. Bills are again they're they're kind of like the Eagles. Like, sometimes they're hot, they're absolutely on a heater, and then they look a little lost. Like they've kind of run out of ideas.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed that one. And
I have to agree that was such an odd an odd game for the Bills. Just watching the way that they finished that game was incredibly frustrating to watch because it's just not the way we're used to seeing even Josh Allen play. And I don't know what's happening.
No, he looked out of sorts. I'm not sure what was going on, but it wasn't his best.
No. Oh, Bears Commanders was nuts. That was a crazy finish. They were just equal for most of that game. Those two teams dueling off. Definitely the better game today. And then, yeah, so that was a pretty cool game to watch.
Yeah, I love it. I love a game that's back and forth like that, and a super close finish.
My hope is with the Bears is that Jake Moody stays on the pitch for them, and on the 29th of December they play the 49ers and he kicks a winning field goal.
You want to see Manshot and Nick lose it? They will lose it.
Why's that, Isaac?
Oh, I've got a couple of mates that don't like him, and it'll be the Jake Moody revenge game.
Once upon a time, Manshot also didn't like Mac Jones.
Yes, well, yeah.
Yes, and now Mac Jones has thrown over 250 yards a game and just keeping him in it. So, yeah. They were great games. Isaac, have you got anything else you want to bring up? I'm pretty sure you put some other stuff in the doc there, did you?
Yeah, I've just got some things. We've talked about the scheduling before of the Monday night football games and how they're not the best games, but I don't know how today the Bears and the Falcons come off a bye and then go and play Monday night. Like, they get a lot of rest before the other teams in that, and funnily enough, they both won today. So that's just one of the things I noticed in this one with the scheduling, and I just don't understand why they couldn't play on Sunday if they've had the bye the previous week.
Yeah, it is odd usually to play. It's like 2 weeks.
Yeah, very, very, very much so. But the disadvantage is, you've got this super long bye, but we're only in week 6, so it's going to be, they got another 12 weeks of straight football. And then of course, if they play the playoffs, then it just goes on from there. So I think if you asked almost every team, they would not want their bye this early. So I don't know if this is like this a little kind of a token. Hey, we know you got your bye this early. Here's an extra bonus. Get it on another day off. I don't know, but it's it's not a good thing.
Yeah, that was just one of the things I noticed there, and like Minnesota, who just spent 2 weeks overseas in England and in Ireland, they come back and play the early game on Sunday. So I see it as an advantage, but yeah, as you're saying, Brad, they've got a longer stretch running into the playoffs. And the other one is Brian Branch. What were you thinking after the game with the Chiefs? Just silly. I know there might have been a block or there might have been something leading up to that play, but
there definitely was.
Yeah,
that was a pretty bad block in the back. Like woefully missed too.
Well, we know the refs
two of them were standing in the
things.
open. I don't know how the refs missed that. Like all of the refs on the field. There's a lot of them on the field. I don't know how all of them missed that because it was pretty blatant.
Yeah, okay. And just on that, I don't know, Brad might not have seen Dan Campbell's reaction to it in the press conference.
Yep.
No, I didn't. I heard him call out and say that that we can't be doing that, or something to that effect, but I don't know specifically what he said.
Oh, we've got the video here. Ian can share it. Of just what he said.
Let's start with this. I love Brian Branch, but what he did is inexcusable, and it's not going to be accepted here. It's not what we do. It's not what we're about. I apologize to Coach Reed and the Chiefs and Schuster. That's not okay. We that's not what we do here, and it's not going to be okay. He knows it. Our team knows it, and so that's not what we do.
Nice.
I mean, that just shows what a leader he is and how much that culture has changed in Detroit from where it was when he came in. I think it may be 4 or 5 years ago now. It's just a cultural change. It's been unbelievable. I just think I love Dan Campbell. I just reckon he's just amazing.
Yeah. I don't know, Alex. I don't know how you feel, but I don't know how you can be a football fan and not like Dan Campbell. Just the guy is I think just an amazing coach, and just the way he coaches the players up, and he's intense, but he says, let's support each other. Let's play the game the right way.
Yeah, I like the culture he's developed within that team.
Yeah, very much so.
Brad, anything from you? Anything you want to add from this week's games?
Just is Justin Fields still taking sacks as we speak? It's that guy. That guy is that guy. It's just bad. So
We briefly mentioned that, but London, Jesus Christ. London just do not get a good game. And they show out for every game. They pack the stadium. Tottenham Stadium was just absolutely jam-packed again. But holy shit, they just get some bad games.
9 sacks, wasn't it?
9 sacks for a 55-yard loss. He nearly lost an entire field.
Justin Fields almost lost the field.
Yeah, you're the only one laughing, Dad. Okay. Jeez, that is a dad joke first. Jeez.
Aaron Glenn also said that he said basically, or a reporter asked him if he was going to think about making a change for next week with Justin Fields, and he basically berated the reporter and said, "Why would I do that? Why would you ask that kind of question?" Like, what wouldn't you ask that kind of question? The guy just threw 9 of 17 and got sacked 9 times. Like, that's a very legitimate question to say, are you going to think about a quarterback change for next week? Because they've still got Tyrod Taylor, who has actually played NFL football. So, it's not that bad. It's not a bad question.
Yeah. Well, and then we have not even brought up I can't believe we've gone through this whole time without even talking about the Ravens and how woeful they are. Is Harbaugh going to make it through the end of the season?
We keep asking that, Brad.
Aaron Glenn, is Harbaugh going to make it? So, they can't look much worse than what they're doing. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah. You're right. They can't look much worse than what they're doing at all. And we do keep asking that. Are they going to actually make it through the season? Because that was a pretty woeful game, Isaac.
It was, and the Rams made hard work of it to start, but they eventually got going in the end. So, and eventually the Ravens made a quarterback change from Cooper Rush. So essentially, he's not good other than in a Dallas Cowboys jersey.
And they paid a lot for him too. But I didn't understand that from the get-go, because you want somebody who plays kind of in that same vein as your starting quarterback. Cooper Rush is the exact opposite. He's more Joe Flacco than anything. So he stands back there and chucks the ball and makes halfway decent decisions. He can't escape or create or do anything like that. So whatever. It's a head scratcher.
The funny thing was that Tyler Huntley came in and then got sacked 4 times as well, though.
Yeah, right.
Right. Cooper Rush didn't actually get sacked, but then Tyler Huntley just kept getting sacked. I don't know. They were just woeful, absolutely woeful. I haven't mentioned the Colts this week, boys.
How good
Colts
are they going?
watch. Let's
And I need
go.
to mention the Colts again because Jesus Christ, Daniel Jones again. 31-27 over the Cards. It's only 200 yards this week, but he's still through 22 or 30, 2 touchdowns. And Jonathan Taylor is on an absolute heater. Tyler Warren is everything we thought he was going to be and more.
Yep.
They did lose a couple of players at some point in the game, but they just kept rolling on. But I think the biggest storyline, though, was what came out before the game. Pre-game warm-ups, Brad, I don't know if you've seen this because of the lack of social media, but pre-game warm-ups, Anthony Richardson was doing some stretching with a band that had a malfunction, smacked him in the eye, and they had to take him to hospital because they've placed him on IR with an orbital bone fracture in his eye. It smacked him in the eye socket so bad that he fractured an eye socket.
What?
And he's now out for at least 4 to 6 weeks as their backup.
Oh my gosh! I didn't know. Oh my goodness, that's brutal.
It is.
Oh, that guy can't get. He gets put on IR in pregame warmups. I'm sorry, but that is just injury prone. I don't mean to laugh at the guy or his injury. I'm making light of that, but that's just he's injury prone and he hurts himself in warmups. It's just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, exactly. So
I actually thought you were heading down the Battlefield 6 come out on PlayStation and Xbox, and
I don't think he's going to be able to see. I don't think he's going to be able to see that, mate.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't Battlefield. So he was
Kyler.
He was Call of Duty.
Oh, the Kyler Murray.
He was Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake Brisket did pretty well in that game, but not as good as he should have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the only other thing that annoyed the crap out of me about that entire injury and all those things to Anthony Richardson is that every post that comes up, when it comes up on your feed on your phone, you just get the notification. They all say Anthony Richardson Senior. The dude is 24 years old. Can we stop? He's got like a 1-year-old. Can we stop with the senior part? Like it's not like we're going to confuse him with his 1-year-old daughter. Like, I don't know his son, you know what I mean? But it's not. We're not going to confuse him with a baby. Like, can we stop with the senior part already? The dude is so young.
That's funny.
I just keep thinking, why are we talking about his dad? And then I realized, no, we're not. We're talking about him. Anyway, it's wild. It's something that just, I don't know, tweaks my brain every time I see it. That's just me. Right, let's move on from reactions. We got one game to preview for Thursday night football for Week 7, and what a stonking game! The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals. As if we haven't talked about the Bengals enough, Joe Flacco is at least going to be there for an entire week to prepare for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Tomlin had some thoughts on the fact that the Bears traded him to the Bengals, a division rival, and now he's going to come up against him this week. They were hilarious because he essentially said, I have no idea what the Bears are doing, and I don't know if they do either. And it's great to come out of Tomlin's mouth. But now we get the two oldest quarterbacks in the league going up against each other, Brad.
Who did? Yeah, exactly. Bring out the is it Danka rub and let's have a party.
There's nothing wrong with Danka
rub. I don't think they're going to move.
Yes, yeah, right. Fair enough. This is one of those weird games. It's as bad. This game is as bad as the two cities they represent, Cincinnati and Cleveland, or Pittsburgh. It's just, yeah. It's. I apologize to all the Pittsburgh natives that I've just offended. So yeah, I apologize that your town is shite. Anyway.
Oh, Jesus.
Alex, this is the kind of quality we get from having an American.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm
sorry. Well, Cincy, I can remind you that you're the only town in America where your river actually caught on fire. So that's not look it up. That's a stupid thing as well. But it's a bad game. But two bad quarterbacks. I think. But with all that said, who knows? It still could end up being exciting. I would give the edge to. I don't even know who I'd give the edge to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm not. This is the first Thursday night game. I can honestly say I'm not excited for it. I'm not like going, yeah, Thursday night football. Normally I'm stoked about it, but nah.
Yeah, I would have to give the edge to the Steelers just because of their defense. Their defense is better than the Bengals' defense. So
yeah,
coming into this one, and the Steelers have been playing okay. Their record reflects they're doing better than what we thought they were going to do. I didn't think they were going to be this good. So, yeah, I'd have to give the edge to the Steelers in this one.
Any thoughts on this game, Alex? Is it one you're going to be tuning in for?
Well, I think I'll probably give this one a miss. I think I'm already at work anyway.
Good choice.
But yeah, it's a big traditional sort of matchup, big division rival. I think I'd also have to go Steelers as well. I think it's going to be a little bit of a shootout of the retiree quarterbacks. And yeah, I think the Steelers defense and special teams will probably, and their O-line will get them over the line.
Yes, and that's Alex brings up a really good point. The Steelers actually have done a decent job at protecting old man, so Rodgers. So in that sense, I think they might have the edge because Rodgers shown that if he has the time, he can still he can deliver the ball 20 yards downfield. It's just don't ask him to do anything beyond that.
This division is wild this year. Like last year, we went through the whole NFC North thing, like the best division in football, and we got 14-win teams everywhere. And this year, we've got the AFC North, where Pittsburgh are leading at 4-1. Cincinnati is still second at 2-4 because the Ravens and the Browns are 1-5. It's just unheard of. This might actually. Everyone always shit on the NFC South, but I think this might rival the NFC South for the worst division in football right now.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Yeah.
And it's wild that Pittsburgh already have 4 of their 9 required wins for the season for Mike Tomlin's deal with the devil. And this will be the 5th,
right.
No doubt.
Yep.
Because Trey Hendrickson is also questionable with a hip injury, so that's going to be interesting for the Bengals. I don't think they're going to be rushing Rodgers at all. Whereas, of course, the Steelers have TJ Watt, and he will, I think, just absolutely decimate Joe Flacco. We might see a few more sacks of Joe Flacco this week. Yeah, I can't see it being much, though. I would give the edge to the Steelers. It's at home as well. They are actually playing well, especially Jalen Warren and DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf has sort of just had a big resurgence this season, and I think that is just that Rodgers connection. They seem to like each other a lot more, so when Rodgers likes you, he'll throw you into good positions. It will be, I think, a bit more interesting to see Flacco with a week under his belt with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. They might actually do something. But, yeah, I still think the Steelers at home, it's going to be a pretty formidable atmosphere for the Bengals to come into anyway, and playing the way they are at the moment. This could be the last Zach Taylor game.
Yeah, it could. It could. And I would just say, if anybody's interested in betting in this game, I would probably, personally, I'm going to take the over because it was so low. I think it was 42, or 42 and a half. Yeah. So I would take the over on this game, which normally I don't do.
No, normally it's all unders, Brad. It's the fun police with Brad out there.
Fun police.
Yeah.
The Steelers are only favoured by 5.5 too, Brad.
Okay. Yeah.
Only.
Wow. We got a lot of faith in Flacco.
Only. anyway, yeah, a lot more faith in it. All right, cool. I mean, that's a quick preview. There's not much more we can say about that Thursday night game. It is what it is. Hopefully, we will get some better Thursday night games as we go through the schedule. But fingers crossed for everybody out there that we have a bit more quality coming at both ends, like the bookends of the week. But the middle of next week should be pretty good with some pretty cool matchups against some pretty decent teams. So, cool. You'll hear a lot more of that on our preview show next week, where the boys will be very excited to preview 2 more Monday Night Football games as well. Because we love it when there's double headers that cross over. Anyway. All right, Alex, thanks for joining us. Hopefully you've had some fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Alex, just real quick, if somebody was interested in playing girls football, how would they do it? How would they go about it? What would they do? What's the easiest course of action?
It would be a matter. You can always reach out to me directly. At MatesRates AF is our Instagram handle. But if you're in a particular state, then every state has its own governing body. So American Football Queensland, Gridiron New South Wales, Gridiron Victoria, Gridiron West, American Football SA. The women's competitions are tackle or flag, depending on what state you're in. But we're always looking for new players.
Yeah,
we're sort of mid-season at the moment, but happy to have girls come down, have a look, watch a game, meet the girls, meet the coaches. I guarantee anyone that wants to have a go and thinks they like it will fall in love with it.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a great game. Thanks for doing what you do.
Tackle's not that scary, is it?
No, not at all. Not at all. It really doesn't hurt as much as you think it does.
Excellent. People think you just get destroyed in tackle football for gridiron, but you just don't.
No,
right.
it's we're very polite. We're nice to each other. We put each other down gently.
I love that.
All right, yeah. Thanks once again for joining us. It's been awesome. So check out Alex, as she said, at MatesRates AF on Instagram. You'll find the MatesRates podcast as well. It's everywhere, isn't it? Spotify, Apple.
We've just got it on Spotify at the moment. Yeah.
Do you? All right. Cool. Yeah, we'll check it out on Spotify. Find it. We might chuck some links in the descriptions for this episode, and also on our YouTube as well, where you can find us as well. So as I said at the top, linktree/Aussie Gridiron Network for all the socials links for all the podcasts. That's us, the fantasy guys. Of course, everything Manjot does. You'll find the link to YouTube as well, or you can just jump on YouTube and search for Aussie Gridiron Network or G'day Gridiron, and you'll find that as well. So please check all that stuff out and like, follow, subscribe everywhere, because that helps us out immensely. And until Saturday, where we go through some previews for Week 7, we'll see you later. Doom.